That's pretty cool.
So, hello everyone, welcome to the CNFT.Tools Discord server. I'm ToolSin and I'm joined by a loft lad from Bumping Uglies. Give us a little bit of an update on how the project's doing and how everything's coming up with the adults and everything coming quote unquote soon. And obviously all the play to earn features that they've introduced and everything like that over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, certainly. I'll just dive in. I've been working on our roadmap version 3 documents for a day or so, so I've got tons of stuff in my head I can talk about. So I'll a few of them are secrets. I want to wait till the document's finished because I've just given it to the team and they want to put their tuppence into it. So I'm going to skip over one or two items, but I've got so much to talk about. Yeah, I think probably the big first elephant in the room is season 2. I think we've said all along we're not going to do a season 2 mint until there's a demand for it. Our priority is always the games and the longevity of the project. So that one's kind of on a back burner at the moment. We haven't fully decided what to do with it, but with the crypto winter we're all facing into, and with everybody's projects kind of stalled at the moment, we're just trying to be flexible. Like I say, it's not a massive urgency for us, except for everybody wants to get their hands on the season 2 specials. But yeah, our main goal is to get the games all perfect and keep working away on that. Like we've got a ton of other things we want to bring into the games, and we're not reliant on season 2. So yeah, we're thinking the July 2nd deadline for that might be slipping a bit. Well, not slipping, intentionally getting moved just for the
Yeah,
a tactical decision. I think, like it's like floor prices and um, anything like that. If you get a bad mint, it can kill a project, and if it's not our priority, I just don't want to risk that in the current market. I've
yeah.
seen
I
so many
mean,
projects. I've seen so many projects not selling out at the moment. Then why risk it? Basically, is my thinking.
like,
Like I say, I put that out. I put that out to my main team, and we're still discussing it. But it's pretty much the consensus, I think, from the mods and that. What's the point of rushing this now? And it's not really our main goal. Our main goal is to get the games finished and get everybody playing, and start doing lots of marketing and getting new faces into Discord and getting people buying up the floor so they can start making babies and all these kind of things. So I think our focus is going to shift a little bit and stop stressing about the season 2 mint so much until we get out of this winter. It's
yeah. I
crazy time, isn't
mean,
it?
like literally, sort of like, especially over the last 24 hours, like volume has dropped tremendously in the
Yeah,
NFT
yeah.
CNFT market. I mean, I've since I started doing the daily updates and everything like that, I've never given an update where the volume has a six at the front of it. And it's only 666, sorry, 660k. I mean, Melting Moon Boy are in first position on daily volume with only 38k traded, which is kind of ridiculous.
That says it all, mate. Like, obviously, you guys are right there in the know. Like, the other guys, you see this every day. So, if you're saying that, that's confirmed my theory. To be honest, I think,
Yeah, I
yeah, we're
mean,
gonna we're gonna we're gonna focus on our existing members and get the games fantastic. We've got a ton of games coming. We've got all the top games, which I'm just finishing off. I had a bit of a delay because I went on holiday and there was no internet, so it was frustrating. But we're getting the top games out this weekend, hopefully, and teen games come soon after that. So that's our full life cycle. Then people can play right through from baby all the way up to adult again, and keep bumping and keep improving. And we've got a billion things coming. I'll go through them in more detail in a minute. So
yeah, I
focusing on
mean,
the
I've definitely had some fun with the games, including a couple of really fucking frustrating ones that I just ended up paying other people to do. No idea who I
that's
paid,
the,
by the
that's the
way, but whoever did them for me, thank you very much. You definitely earned your ADA.
well, that's the balance I'm trying to strike. Obviously, yeah, I get a few DMs about how fucking hard these games are. Other people tell me how easy they are and they're too easy. I'm trying to strike that balance to make the nannies a viable mechanism. If it's too easy, then you don't need nannies, do you? So, and that is the big play to earn
Yeah,
of the whole project, really. So, I think we need to get that sweet spot. They've got to be a bit frustrating, and
yeah. I
then
mean, the two
people are,
ones that I struggled with the most were the sleeping baby with the baby bouncing back and forth and the
yeah,
flies getting in the way.
the bullet time.
Yeah, and then the bullets with the where you're trying to feed the baby the milk and you got to dodge through all the different spinning fucking barriers. That it's fine
Yeah,
when there's three. As soon as there's like four or more, it just gets like it's a grind because you're only doing like 1 or 2 shots at a time, and then you
Yeah.
get to like
On that one,
63, and then you'll just blow it.
yeah. On that one, I haven't. I've not deployed it yet, but I have actually made those two hardest levels on the baby milk a bit easier. I've taken out two of the blockers, so I think the most blocks you get are 3 now
Oh,
in
have
the
you?
next iteration. So we'll get a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
like,
kind of fine tuning that. We're trying to fine tune that sweet spot of how hard it is, really. So
well, that's the thing. I mean,
we'll get
there's
there.
there's different ways to do it. Whether it's like speed and stuff like that, it doesn't have to be more blocks. They can just be going faster and stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. Just having them going at slightly different speeds makes it difficult.
yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
the
I
thing. When
think.
you, when you're trying to like gauge ahead of where they're going to catch up with each other and leave yourself a little extra room for an extra couple of shots and
Yeah, yeah. You just got to take your time. I thought
yeah.
you were a gamer, mate.
I
I'm
I,
surprised
I,
you're not
I,
that good at
I
them.
I am, but I have more ADA than I have time right now.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
paying somebody a couple of ADA to do that game for me, worth it.
I feel like I've hit the sweet spot then. That's exactly what I was going for. You've got to get people earning. But yeah. And obviously when the next iteration come out, so we've got tots and teens coming, there's going to be 27 games to get through then. So I think nannies are going to start taking off. We're going to start staggering them as well because they all become active at midnight. And I've noticed people jump on it at midnight, so it's not people in certain time zones are missing out on the chance to nanny. So we've got a bunch of new tweaks. I've took all the feedback from Discord, and it's all going to come in one big deployment. But yeah, so we're going to stagger the games getting dropped on the nannies search page, so everyone gets a chance of getting a go. Um, yeah, the tots bring in some new challenges. So it's all brand new games for tots and brand new games for teens. And then after that, sort of dipping into roadmap territory a bit, but we're going to be doing like the attempt is going to be trying to do 2 new games a month. So then it gets randomised. So we'll be adding new games. There'll always be 9 per age range, but you'll start picking from a bigger pool of games. So
Okay.
you might pick on Feed the Baby, and you might not always get the same game. So there'll be a bit of potluck in there, which ones you prefer, and the frustration of getting a tougher one and stuff. But I think, yeah, so we're going to keep adding to those games. And the plan is in our long-term plans, which I'm talking with. I've got like a 3D designer guys I'm working with, is to start moving towards 3D. So this is always meant to be the minimal viable product, really. These games, and then we're going to get slicker and slicker and getting a bit more 3D, and slowly more moving towards the Ugland kind of look and feel of sort of isometric 3D games is the plan. But I think we're always going to keep these classics because they're going to be. I think people will love them by then, so they'll always
Oh
play a
yeah,
part.
for sure. I mean, they're part of
Yeah,
the history now, right?
exactly. Yeah, never going to go. Everyone's going to remember that first time you had to bloody feed the baby and got to 97% and missed. Yeah,
Yeah. We'll always remember that one, and maybe not quite so fondly.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I got some good war stories. It's great though for chatting Discord. It's definitely gets everyone chatting. I think I think once we get these staggered as well, that's been an issue really. So I think once we get the time staggered of when the games get released, a lot more people will start getting onto the nannies and realizing they can do it. So I think if you go in at like 10 past midnight at the moment, somebody's about 10 people have played them all. So I think we're going to slow that down a bit. It's
Yeah, I
quite slow
mean,
now, so you can only play one at a time. So I've limited it by member. If you try and start a second game, for example, on a second screen, even it won't let you. It'll know you've got a game open. So I have tried to limit it to 1 game per person, but yeah, some people are just good at them. Just jump in there, smash them out, and rack up a few ADA.
yeah, I mean, I think to a certain extent that's only going to be like a one-time issue for each release. Just simply because once everything's running around, everything like that, there isn't going to be a wave where they all unlock at once.
Yeah, well, at the moment it's set the unlock at midnight UTC time, so they do unlock at midnight, and people have got onto that. You see, so I think I might originally I'd set it so they lock 24 hours from whenever you finish it. I feel like I might need to switch it back to that, but again, this is another one that's in discussion with the mods, and now I think we'll find the best solution. Just it's just timings. Database times are always a nightmare, so I hate fucking around with times.
Yeah, I
working with
mean, it's kind
working
of
with
like
date
when I
time.
was doing MMOs and stuff like that, and like the things we were after, they'd be they'd be on a spawn timer, and it'd be like a minimum of 36 hours, but up to 72 hours or whatever like that. So you just have like standby
Okay.
data for all the time. But
Yeah.
it was like a random moment in a time range. So it's like you know
Okay. I
it's
like
going to be
that.
24 hours, but it could be 72 hours, but it could be 24 hours and 3
Hmm.
minutes.
I like that. I'm writing a post-it note on that as we speak. That gives it that random. There you go. You've given me a new feature. So yeah, randomized school. I'm doing that. Yeah. So then I could just do it. I can maybe just every hour, just grab a couple of games and make them available
Yeah.
at random until we've got through the batch. Yeah. That's on the wall, on the loft ceiling. I've got
So
1,000 of them. So
I
it's
should
lost in the
probably
air
have
and
told
posted
you
notes.
this in a customer service ticket and not while we're recording it for YouTube. But
Yeah.
the one small thing that I noticed was that the description of what you needed to do didn't change depending on the level
Oh yeah.
of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, Lofgaz is going to love you brought that up because he spent such a long time writing me a spreadsheet of all those instructions, and I've just not copy pasted it into the database yet. Yeah, that's a post-it note in front of my face as we speak.
Yeah,
It
I
says,
mean
"Yeah,
it's an annoying one when you don't know how far you got to go.
yeah." It's I've been focusing on the big picture things as my excuse, but yeah, that's it's definitely going to get sorted. Like I'm doing a big release soon of all the games. The tots are coming out, and all these little tweaks and bugs as will all be getting deployed at the same time. It's quite a big job to deploy on the games now. In the old days, just dropping an employment deployment out was no big issue, but now I've kind of basically got to do an announcement and take the site offline and all kinds of stuff. So I try not to do it as often as I used to. I was doing it like 10 times a day in the past, but I realise people are playing games now, so I can't just turn the site off mid game.
Well, that's the thing, and
So
you're messing with people's income when you're doing that now.
exactly, yeah. So I need to schedule these deployments and think about them now. So I've been doing these little tweaks and that, but they'll all come in one big dump. I'm hoping tomorrow night, but I'm not making any promises. I keep making promises, and then something else comes in and kills me promises. So it's going to be very soon. Tots are done. I played them all. They're all working. It's the integrating it into the database and making sure the nannying side of it all works. But I'll give it a good solid 95% done. So with a tailwind, we'll get tots tomorrow. But if not,
So,
it's going to be Monday.
have you been able to track how or what percentage of people doing the nannying tasks are holders already, or whether they're just looking to take part in the community without being a holder?
You have to be a holder, so 100%
Oh,
are
okay.
holders. Yeah, yeah. You can't get into the game really without being a holder. So yeah, you have to be a holder. You won't get past the connect to your wallet page in the game if you haven't got an ugly.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100% of holders. It's something I want. I don't really want people coming in and taking that money away from the community. So it's a community benefit that. So you must hold at least one ugly, which isn't a big ask. I think
No.
our floor is about 28 at the moment. So to go and pick an ugly up is no big deal. So why would
And
you know? Why
honestly,
would you know?
you know, you might have to play a few games to make that back, but you can probably make
Yeah,
that back relatively simply if you want to put the work and the time into doing it.
I think so. Yeah, if you're willing to get up at midnight and play these nanny games, you, you can smash it. I think definitely. Especially as we get more and more people playing, which is that's my main goal. That's a lot. My roadmap documents is heavily focused on what I'm going to be doing in terms of collaborations and social marketing and getting my face out there and speaking on spaces and doing this kind of thing and bringing my YouTube channel back to life. And I've got tons and tons of stuff which I've been getting advice off from our social guy Rob. Fortunately, Rob couldn't be full time with all the current situation, but he's an old friend, so he's still helping me out as much as he can. And yeah, we've got tons of stuff to do. Really, that's basically I need to get myself off the dev, which I've been doing tons of, so I can just fully focus on all that stuff I find fun, all the fun stuff of doing this kind of thing, and just pushing the project. We've got a couple of we've got three. You know our side chains we do. Have you seen the side chains? You're familiar with them? So we did
Yeah.
yeah, so we did like the Valentines and the VIP guy. We're doing it. We've got a concept of doing them with different projects now. So we're calling them collaboration side chains. I've done one already for Mutant Crocs, and we're doing Adder Ninjas and Tavern Squad as well. So
Nice.
I've drawn a custom ugly, which looks like an ugly, but it also looks like a Mutant Croc. So it's like a crossover artwork that looks a bit like both. But you're going to be able to bring that into the game and bump as a stud, set them up as a stud so people can bump him. I think they're going to earn good money. Whoever's lucky enough to get one is going to have this very rare, cool crossover stud you can put into the game. Set their prices as high as they like, I think, and people are going to want to bump to get the crocodile teeth or the mutant croc's background or the Adder Ninja's haircut. Or so, yeah, we plan on trying to do like 1 or 2 of them a month, really, just every month. Just keep doing them. The 3 guys I approached to it just super positive, instantly saying we would love to do this. So that spurred me on to try and get as many as possible. So I'm literally just going to work down the list off your website of the top 100 projects and try and find the founders and speak to
about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I've done with these, and everyone's so open. That's the cool thing about Cardano. Everyone's so open and so accommodating and want to help that if you get hold of them and you get through to them on DM, then typically it's just another dude like me at the other end who's willing to do anything, really. So that's the cool thing. You wouldn't get that on Ethereum.
Yeah, I mean, you see, this is the same about even the big projects, whether it's Space Buds or Disco Solaris or Chill Kongs or Dead Pixels. Like literally, all you have to do to speak to them is join their Discord.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially if I turn up with a cool bit of artwork that looks like one of theirs and stuff. So again, it's just time. Like I've done a few of these already. I did a couple on holiday, and it's just sitting down and drawing. And that's my kind of nighttime chill out. When I knock off from actual work of coding and doing this sort of stuff, I crack open the iPad and crack open a JD and start drawing. Yeah, do another 6 or 7 hours work till midnight. Yeah, that's kind of my daily routine. Oh, can't complain. I always said I'd do the drawing side of it for free, so it's not really. I don't really class that as work, to be honest.
So, there's a couple of things that I was hoping to talk to you about. Obviously, the first was the roadmap, which is a little bit postponed right now.
Oh, the roadmap, it's just with the admins. I've got it in front of me right now as we're talking. I just haven't dropped it today. I dropped a blurred version of it just to piss everyone off so you can see it. You see we're working on it. I hope to get out today, but I just
community building right there. Yeah, I just wanted to piss him off actually.
I teased him. Yeah, I think I did plan on dropping it this afternoon, but like I've showed it to Lamps and Gareth and all that, and I forgot about time differences as well. Obviously, Lamps is going to bed now, so I just want him to put his 2 pence into it, and I've got like Tidy and all the other guys like Dendringus and Frowden and all that. Just want to get their input because they've been so valuable to me so far that it's always getting a second pair of eyes on it. But I can rattle through most of the roadmap stuff today. To be honest, I've got them all in front of me. It's just a wording and a few little tweaks and changes, but the big things we're bringing out. We've got new features coming out throughout the year, so there's some actual new like tangible features to the game and that coming. Obviously, I mentioned we're getting new nanny games. They're going to be coming out on a regular kind of monthly basis, so that's going to mix up the gameplay. We're doing all these new sidechain mints, so we're going to do 6 sidechains over a 12-month period. And they're gonna align with like sort of national holidays like St. Patrick's Day Ugly, the Super Bowl Ugly, Easter Day Ugly, Gay Pride Ugly, that kind of stuff. So we're going to be bringing out them, which are going to be sort of winnable and buyable. We're going to do a mint for them. They're going to be a very short run, and we're also going to do competitions on Discord and that to give a few of them away. So there'll be tons more side chains, and it obviously introduces tons more traits and brings in a lot more variety to the characters you can make because it'll be like a St. Patrick's Day green hat and all that kind of stuff coming out. So, and then obviously with all the stuff we've done loads of so far, like on Discord, you might know the Golden Bump. Anyone who remembers should know that one because that gets dropped. We're going to be bringing up the Golden Nanny as well, so it'll be a very similar thing where you can get, by completing a nanny game, you can win the Golden Nanny, which is going to work in a very similar way where so much money from every nanny job goes into a kitty and then randomly anybody can win it by completing one game. So that's going to be another little one popping up. We're going to be bringing out the poker game, which is a bit hush-hush, but you might have seen poker cards in like Easter eggs throughout the artwork. So we're going to be... I won't say too much about that one, but we're going to be having like a Discord-based poker game, which will be linked into the those cards if you're lucky enough to have an ugly with a poker card.
I might be furiously going to me going to be one.
Get on this. Go 5 on quick, yeah. I think You might drop a few little sneaky cards into people's wallets as well without them knowing, because it can just update one of the traits and give people a little sneaky card if they're lucky. Yeah, the big one actually. This is Lamp's idea. We're bringing up the trait lottery. This is the big thing. I don't know if you were around and saw us playing the bingo game back in the days when the uglies could still get pregnant.
We did our first AMA just after that.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously that's gone now because we don't have pregnancy as a feature anymore. Obviously, you get your baby straight away now. But because that was such a big success, people loved the bingo. So we're calling it trait lottery because it sounds a bit like state lottery, but it's essentially bingo again. It's a trait bingo, and it's going to run within the game automatically. And basically, as you bump and collect traits, you're going to tick off boxes to say you've won a trait. It's going to be secret what the 6 traits are, but again, a bit like the golden bump. If you hit all 6 of them, then that's going to be a big prize, bigger than the golden bump prize. That's going to be put up actually by us. It's not going to be funded by dribbed and drab payments. We're just going to be putting a prize into that every month, and so people can win the trait lottery, first person, and obviously if no one wins it in a month, it'll just roll over until somebody gets the secret traits. And then it's up to members if they want to share them, because obviously you'll get a notification if you happen to hit one of the traits. But we'll leave that up to you guys if you want to tell Discord, because then obviously there'll be a big mad rush for everyone trying to get the same trait. So I'd personally keep your mouth shut, but people like to brag. People like to brag.
if you've got a trait that there's very few of, and people need to bump you to get it, then
that's true. That's true.
There's a very big incentive for that to be shared.
That is true. If you own the stud, there's a huge incentive. Obviously, I prefer if everyone told everyone, because everyone will go bump crazy then. But we're going to keep it secret and leave that up to the members. Let them decide what to do. But a good one that you like, a bit one for the CNFT space in general. Like, I'm from a traditional web background, and in my old career, it was all about funnels. We used to talk about funnels every day, and it was like a sales funnel or a marketing funnel. It was basically trying to bring in, you'd do a big, massive, cast a wide net of marketing or some kind of promotion, and then you try and track that funnel. So you get 10,000 people that come to your website, you get 1,000 that click on the homepage, that kind of stuff, and you'd be able to see those stats shrinking down. Then finally you'll get from 10,000 people, you sold 2 pairs of trainers or whatever. I miss that. We can't. It's really difficult to do that kind of stuff, especially on Discord. So that's why I built the website initially, because I didn't want to send people to Discord anymore. I felt like I was losing a lot of layman's to the complex nature of logging into Discord, which I know we found easy, but I felt like it was scaring a lot of people off.
Discord is one of those things. It's seen as a gamers thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
techie people I have
if you're not into crypto already, like Discord is a gamers thing that they talk about occasionally on the news, but no one really quite knows what it is.
Yeah, and it's quite confusing when you first come to it, especially if you're not into this sort of thing. Yeah. So obviously that was my first step. That's why I put the website in place. So I've got a nice marketing website to send people to. But taking that a step further, working with Larry, who's my Cardano coder expert, he's me top man. We're basically started building our own little wallet, simple wallet. I'm not going to be trying to take on the likes of Nami or something. The purpose of it is we want to be able to send people to our website, our marketing website, and it'd be very easy for them to buy an ugly on our marketing website with some fiat, and just get a simple wallet with an ugly in it, and maybe some ADA. It's just a basic starter pack for anyone who hasn't got a clue even what crypto is. It's like an onboarding system into just getting into Cardano's for the very first time.
That's cool.
We don't really expect anyone to keep our wallet as their main wallet forever. We just wanted to build it so we've got this nice, easy way of dropping an NFT and being able to build a nice user guide and brand it up as Uglies, just to get them started. So I think we're going to try and put a lot of work into like this sort of nice, simple landing page. Yeah, so someone's just literally got a credit.
And be able to use their credit card to buy an Ugly is pretty massive, to be honest.
Yeah, that's basically my dream. So for the people like just Mr. Joe Bloggs who hasn't got a freaking clue what a wallet is, never mind what a bloody Cardano coin is or anything like that. They just wouldn't have a clue. And I've got friends like that, and they keep saying, "I'd love one. How do I get involved?" And I'm like, I can't even be asked. Starting to explain it to you, it's kind of like, how where do you begin?
We've all done it 100,000 times each already, for fuck's sake. Right.
Yeah, where do you even begin to explain it? So yeah, I think we've got this dream of having this little basic ugly wallet. Oh, not dream, but literally started building it, and then like a simple payment gateway using something like Stripe or PayPal or just something that everyone's familiar with, and that people just buy. Not mad. It's not going to try and replace the likes of JPEG Store or anything. We just want it to be buy your first ugly, and we'll just have a batch of 100 uglies on there that you can pick from. And yeah, I think just buy one. Maybe put 100 quid in, and for that you get an ugly, and you get like 50 ADA in the wallet, and then they're off to and you get maybe 20 ADA in their bumping balance, and then it's just a simple guide then of trying to show them how to join Discord and, and log in and stuff. But yeah, I think we're just trying to simplify that funnel, that first step user journey. I think like if everyone started doing this, maybe just we showed how to do it once, and everyone started doing it, it could get a lot of newbies into the world. Really, that's the dream.
Well, this is the thing, like it's all very well selling to the people that are already here, but we need to be attracting more people into the space.
Exactly, and everyone talks about bringing people over from Ethereum and stuff. But I'm like, why don't we just go and get our own people? Bring people over from gaming, or bring people over from somewhere completely separate to crypto.
Yeah.
Instead of getting these flippers that come directly from Ethereum and look down on us. It's I'd love to get some more gamer people in, then worry about getting more crypto people in, because the crypto people just don't really want to play my game really. So it's like that's not my dream. My dream is getting people playing Uglies and sticking around for the long term to play Ugland and that kind of stuff. So I'd like to start targeting target marketing at people in the gaming arena more than in the crypto arena, and make it easy for them to get in.
Games and stuff. Any sneak hints as to what's going to be coming up with the TOTS games?
Yeah, well, more of the same, really. Puzzle games. You think what's your favourite one? That's a good question. I might just have to keep you teased till I drop it in a day or two. But yeah, it's more of the same, but they're all different. But yeah, what do you think your best one? Put on the spot. I'll give it a second. I'm just going to go to the folder and jog my memory. We've got one. There's a cool little one where you have to tidy the bedroom, which I like. Remember that game? You have to slide 2p across the desk and try and stop it and flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to slide it with the right pressure.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a swiping game like that where you have to swipe and slide the rubbish under the bed. But if you swipe too hard, it flies out the other side, and that's a fail. And if you swipe too light, it stops short, and that's a fail. You've got to make it go completely under the bed. So that one's frustrating as hell, I'll tell you now. So you've got to get that swipe power just right to make it go the right distance. But again, it's a bit like the other ones. Once it clicks, I think some people will find it easy, some people later. That's a good one, though. That's going to be a good one. It's going to divide the room, that one, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to look at them now.
So, I mean, the other thing that you said you wanted to talk about as the roadmap is a little delayed was how you've changed your plans and your winterizing for the crypto winter, as it were.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I think we're quite well suited. We kind of prepped for it without even knowing it was coming, because I've always kept the team quite lean, haven't I? I've always been quite open about that. We've kept it as a very flexible set of freelancers. It's a core team here, but in terms of salaries, and we haven't got an office, all that kind of stuff, we've tried to keep it as minimal as possible. That's from past experiences. I've worked at many agencies that have gone crazy and bought the big fancy office and took on 10 staff and died within 6 months. So I never wanted to be that guy. So that's kind of set us in good stead, really. We've kept ourselves quite lean. So whilst it means I'm doing more work than I wanted, because I was hoping to have scaled up by this point. I think that's the main gripe, really. I'm just having to crack on and do it myself a little bit more than I'd hoped. I wanted to have a full-time social media guy. By now was going to be the plan, so that kind of took a hit. But like I say, Rob's still helping me. And I would have loved to have just another dev, really, another full-time dev. But yeah, these are just my gripes. It hasn't really affected the project so much. We're still on track, and I think we're showing that by what we've delivered in 6 months. It hasn't really slowed us down. But just quality of life. Would have been nice to take on a few people so I could see me misses a bit more. But it is what it is. It's not like we're going to come out of it, is it? It is just a slump. Whether it's 12 months, 6 months, who knows? But it'll soon warm up again soon, won't it? It won't stay winter forever.
No, there will be a spring at some point, I'm sure.
I have got a bigger idea, which is kind of in my documents, so I might keep it for that. But I have got a concept of letting my core members buy some shares in the company. But yeah, I've got a lot more details on that coming over the next couple of days. But that'll definitely help. That'll give us a little injection of cash and stuff, and get us just bump us up to another 18 months or whatever, or 12 months, whatever we need. But like I say, I'm not too concerned. For me, it's just workload. It hasn't really affected anything. We've been really light from the start, so we're going to be keeping on at the same pace, deving the same stuff, delivering everything at the same speed, really. It just would have been nice to sit back and buy that Lamborghini and hire a few people, but
Well, yeah.
it is what it is. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is.
Yeah. As
well,
much as it sucks, I think it's a good shout to postpone
Yeah.
the season 2.
Yeah, exactly. If I was greedy and I just wanted to cash in, I'd be on here now banging on about it and selling it to everyone and just trying to get that second load of money in. But that's not what we're about. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do a rug pull 12 months into a project. So
Yeah,
we're just going to.
I have to admit, it's one of the first AMAs that I've done where people are announcing that they're not minting.
Yeah, well, you probably get a few more coming up, mate, I think.
Yeah,
Unless,
generally people just shut their Discord down and go quiet. I think, well, at least a lot of the projects that were supposed to be minting, they're just shutting down and giving up. I think.
Yeah. Well, I
There's a
guess that was
few.
their first mint, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
there's a few that I've tried and would have done a lot
Yeah.
better in a better market, but
That's why we're very fortunate. Like, I've got such a great Discord and such a great community that if it was my first mint, yeah, I'd be crying now. It'd be the end of it, wouldn't it? You'd be knackered.
Yeah.
But because it's just our second mint, we've got 5,000 out there. There's plenty for people to play with. It's a smart move. I mean, no doubt it's the correct move. So we're just going to just wait it out. Let the summer come around again. Get everyone a bit bullish. I think. It won't last forever, will it? Like, it's a proper lull now. We just need all the stuff in the world to get sorted. It's everything. It's not just crypto. It's the you've got interest rates rising. Everything's going a bit mad, isn't it? With the
yeah, well, with war,
so many factors. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many factors that it's got to wait it out. Happens every couple of years or so, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that this is going to be a longer. I mean, it's that R word recession again, but I don't see how the world's going to avoid that for a while.
No, exactly.
Which, that's going to have its knock-on effects on interest rates and the amount of money that people have available for NFTs and actually just even living in the first place. So.
Yeah. Hopefully, it'll go the other way a bit as well. People see it as a nice way of investing and maybe making a few quid along the way. But
yeah,
I kind of want to separate our projects.
It's good that we're at a lower price point. Like
Exactly.
There's no one that's going to spend £200,000 on a bloody Bored Ape right now. So.
No, exactly. Yeah, and I think that's the positive spin. I'm put it on in my. I just think we can ride it out. It's not like it's not a deal breaker for us. So we're just going to tighten our belts up and then crack on. Keep doing the dev, keep delivering, and keep having fun on the server. That's kind of that's our plans really. Our main overhead is like myself and my server costs, so it doesn't really add up to a lot. Like so, I think I could self-fund it for another 18 months easily. So there's no big stress really.
Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things where it's actually a lot easier to develop in a bear market when you don't have 10,000 people all saying when next.
Yeah. That's a good point. I never thought. That's spin, yeah.
You can actually just sit there and focus because the people that are around, they're the people that are invested in the project and are obviously there through the hard times.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like, and I see that just on Discord.
There's less pressure.
I see that on Discord. Like, our server's got a lot of people in there, and you see the odd face pops back in, but it's quiet. Like the core people who are there, you can see they're there because they come and say stuff to me every now and again. Well, everyone's just kind of watching and waiting now. It's kind of nobody's leaving. Our number doesn't really move much. Our verified number and the amount of people that log into the game regular and that's pretty much stayed the same for quite a while now. So they're the numbers I watch. Who's playing? How many holders do we have? What's our... I don't get too worried about the floor price. It's more about how many holders we have, how many people are joining the game, how many people are bumping, all that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much stayed steady since our first mint. It's been the same core people that just love it. I've stuck around and been loyal and kept us going. So
I mean, in fairness,
that's all we need, really.
you still don't have that many on the market compared to a lot of projects right now. Like
Yeah,
you've
exactly.
only
Yeah,
actually got 276 out of the 5,000 even on sale to start with. So
yeah. The numbers are great, and like you always say, the floor looks like 28, but there's only a handful at that price. Most of them are a bit higher than that. Like if I was that way inclined, I could probably sweep it up to 40 and a few quite cheaply, but
you could,
it's not
I
really what I
mean, you
do.
could.
But
It's what? Yeah, it's only like 25 to get to 40 anyway.
yeah, that's what I mean. So it's something I've stopped worrying about a long time ago. I thought everyone told me how important that was in the early days, and I used to be obsessed with it. And then I realised it doesn't really affect what I'm trying to achieve. I'm not really trying to get a fucking £300 floor price right now. I think that'll come with time when we deliver all the functionality, and organic growth's always better than some kind of forced fake growth, isn't it? So
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, royalties do help projects, but they don't help as much as you think. I mean,
no, exactly, yeah,
like even with 5% royalties to get 5 grand, you got to do 100 grand. You got to do 100 grand in turnover,
yeah,
and
it's mad, isn't it?
there's projects just aren't even doing that now.
Yeah.
Like they're just
Like we
not
try
even
and do
doing
everything we
it.
can to give back, so we don't take any of those royalties. We put all that money into the community pot. We come up with all these things like golden bump and everything. So like we're really not greedy. We don't really the money's never been the focus for us. So I think like that's what I say. I think our core members see that. We pretty much give everything we can back in terms of prize monies and golden bumps and all the extra stuff we're going to be adding. So yeah, we haven't took any royalties really since we turned it on with JPEG Store. We turn that goes into the community wallet, and we get like I think it's gone up by about £1 since we did that. It's been like a nice little trickle every day of
Nice.
dropping into the community pot. Yeah, it's nice enough. We haven't still decided what to do with that community pot. I think I think the members need to start discussing that soon. I've kind of left that with the mods, but yeah, we've got 1,645 in the community wallet, which I think I might have kickstarted it with a few hundred, but I think that's pretty much royalties have dropped into there. So yeah, if anyone's listening from the mods and that, start thinking what you might want to do with that money. It's just sat there. Actually, it's
Yeah,
eight.
and maybe something
18.
other than which floor do we sweep?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. I'd rather just spin a wheel and let one person win it and make it exciting.
I mean, you make a difference to somebody when you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather
That's my
than
hammer.
like 20 prizes of 10 ADA, like giving one person 200 ADA is actually going to make a difference.
Always goes to the wrong person, though, doesn't it? That's the problem. That's not one person you didn't want to win it.
As long as
Yeah,
that wrong person is me, I'm fine with it.
yeah, exactly. Well, I was going to talk about. I've got a bunch of other things on my list here. I'm going to be talking about my roadmap. I can talk about. We're adding.
Yeah.
I'm adding like again going back to my classic web design days, marketing experience. We're going to add just a simple refer a friend section, which um, we tried to do like an invite competition on Discord in the early days, and it went terribly because you got all kinds of bots and shit. But with this one, it's going to be in the game. You have to be a member. I'm basically going to give everyone a referral code, like you see in every kind of crypto wallet and crypto exchange app. You get this referral code, and what that's going to be another play to earn opportunity for you. So anyone that you refer with that link who comes and joins, you get 10% of their bump and nanny fees for life. So it's like a nice way of
Oh.
you getting a little passive income by inviting your friends in, and it's obviously great for my project because hopefully we'll get some new friends joining. So I think that's just a standard thing, which I've always done in the past for websites, and again bringing in a bit of the classic marketing and web stuff into the crypto world, and
I
so
mean,
we're going to
who
be adding
knows?
that to the
Who
game.
knows? You might be able to. I mean, I'm certainly be sharing my referral code. That's for sure.
Exactly, you just get 5 mates join, and they start bumping away. You'll be getting a nice little passive income off every bump, so it's a bit of a no-brainer for me. That one's
I
we'll be
mean,
getting that
is
one
that
built, and
something that you'd open up to other businesses, whether it be, a marketplace like JPEG or Tools or, like.
yeah, that's what do you mean. So
So,
get tools to promote their link. Yeah, well,
yeah.
as long as they join and play the game, it's no skin off my nose where they come from, really. So that's why I like this idea. The last time I did it, it brought them to Discord, and there was just loads of bots trying to win the prizes, and it didn't really earn me anything. It didn't get me any good quality new members. It got me loads
Yeah.
of crappy members, and I had to pay out about 1,000 ADA in prizes. So it put me off doing referrals for a while, just because Discord deals with it so terribly, and you get all these people that just invite 50 fake accounts just to get the prizes and that. So, but this is different. There's no way of faking this. You've got to join. You've got to be in a holder. You've got to go and buy an ugly. You've got to join the game. You've got to actively bump and play the game. So there's not really a way of cheating this without actually giving us money. So I think if somebody works out a way of cheating it where you can pay me money, then cheat away.
I mean, careful, careful on that one.
Well, that's what can you do? They're going to have to play. So if they're paying for bumps, they're still paying 90% of it to the business. So it's yeah, I can't really see. We'll see. I'll probably lay down a gauntlet there to somebody, but
the community.
Well, I mean, like obviously 90% of the
I need some more bump fees going into my wallet soon. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think you have to set your prices. What are you charging?
Well, at the minute I've got 2 tots, so I'm not doing any bumping anytime
soon. Right. No, that's good then. Yeah, that's massively frowned upon. I did actually leave a bug. Luckily, Lofgaz found it, but you could actually search for babies in the bump menu on the first day I put it up.
Ooh.
But we caught that before anybody else saw it. So, you couldn't actually go through to bump them, but it just looked a bit dodgy. Didn't it? In there, I added a new drop down. We could search by ugly, and I forgot to filter out the babies in that drop down, so you could find a baby in the bump list. But luckily, we caught that one very quickly. Another funny one we're going to be adding is ugly orgies. So,
Jesus. Just throw that out there, why don't you?
Yeah, let's drop that one there. So, anyone's up for an orgy, get in touch. I think what's going to work like it's basically a cheap way of getting a new trait. If you don't want to pay in the full price in a bump in, and you're just starting out, you're not too fussed on what trait you get. We're going to do this kind of you can throw your keys in the pot and pay a low fee, and a group of people will all bump, and you'll all get a trait off each other. But there's no way of picking or choosing. Nice. A bit more random. So like a randomised cheap bump with a group of people, and just if anyone just wants to come in and just upgrade their floor uglies really quickly, you can just throw them all in the pot together and mix them up and see what you get. And just keep that as like a low flat price. Haven't decided on the price yet, but just cheap as chips. I probably won't even take any.
Would that be every time you get say 5 uglies together all wanting to do it, then it triggers, or is it like a one?
Yeah, I think
every ugly in the pot that day goes in together.
Yeah, I think it'll probably just be on a schedule, so you can just set yourself up as like, I'm willing to bump, I'm willing to be in an orgy. We'll just have scheduled orgies that just take place, and just group them together as a scheduled task, basically, every hour or something, or twice a day or something. Just scoop them all up, throw them in a room together with some baby oil, and let them get it on. Yeah, I think it'd just be automated, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd have to be automated to a certain extent, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same way we've got everything else. You turn on nannying, or you turn on bumping. Like I'm ready. You've got your active switch, haven't you? So it'll just be another switch, a bit like his active. You can have a switch that says is up for an orgy, and again, we'll use the escrow system for that, which I've already built now. So you just have to put 5 ADA into the escrow system per ugly or something, and you'll just be thrown into the next available orgy when it comes up.
So, anything else coming up?
Let me quick look. Pretty much rattled through my whole roadmap, which I said I wasn't going to do, but sure nobody will remember. You can read it tomorrow and see all the pictures.
I'm sure nobody will mention, does anybody fancy an orgy?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's good. I just want to show people that we've got so much coming. I'm like, the main thing is everyone knows we're stable and we've got a plan and there's loads of things happening, and nothing's really changed from our side of things. We've just all got to huddle together through this winter, haven't we? But apart from that, you won't see a difference in the delivery of what's coming out. So that's our main goal, really, is keep delivering cool stuff and having good fun with it. We've got the family tree coming as well. That's just a new feature inside the game. That's going to be like a nice graphical feature of your family tree. So as you bump and move through the generations and become an adult again, you'll be able to go in and see a nice family tree of which uglies you bumped to get to where you are, and be able to look back in time. And it'll be a snapshot of what the ugly looked like back in those days as well, so you can see which traits you picked up and where you picked them up from, and it'll spread out like a standard family tree. So yeah, that's always been a plan. Just it's another one I've not got around to building, but I store the data now. It's all getting saved. They're getting saved since the start. I just need to put a nice visual sort of family tree front end on it. Put these little like bubbles of the different pictures of the uglies and like a little tree. Yeah, thought it'd be nice to look back and see how you got to where you got when you're on generation 17 or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's going to be some complicated ones at that point, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, obviously you can never go above 13 traits, so yeah, I think. But there'll be some nice looking ones. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of variety, especially if you keep adding these side chains in and keep adding mutations and new little traits popping up here and there. I think traits will die off. I think some traits might either intentionally or accidentally get bred out of the system because if everybody bumps and tries to get rid of their standard like basic ones, then they'll just die off eventually.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know that they will because there'll become a point where the standard trait becomes essentially rare because there's only half a dozen left or whatever, and at that point their perceived value is going to go up as their rarity goes up.
Yeah, and the game players notice that and don't accidentally pump over the top of it and mess up. But yeah, if you've got the very last set of like whatever the most basic haircut is, and you forget, you bump it for some cat, yeah, it's gone forever, isn't it? I think it'll forever be gone unless we have some kind of petition to bring it back via a mutation.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I remember you saying before there was people that were collecting all of one trait. Now,
Yeah,
if
definitely.
they then bump those traits out, and then they collect all the traits and then they bump them all out other than one. Well, at this point,
that's a good point. Yeah,
like that's
sabotage.
going to be a top ranked.
I never thought about that. That's kind of sneaky maneuver in it, but I see what you mean. Yeah, someone could literally bump their own uglies to get rid of a lot of traits. Yeah,
And if it's possible, somebody will do it.
Yeah, well, that's very possible as is. And make one of their own traits. Right? Yeah. It's
that's the thing.
for example, a simple one. If you bought up all the reds, if you bought all the reds and then turned them all into purples and kept one red, I guess. Yeah, that's like the most extreme based on it. That'd be a very expensive way of doing it, but yeah, I think if, obviously there's simpler versions of that. But I like that. If people come up with clever stuff like that, then we'll deal with that as it comes.
It's something that I think is unlikely to happen in the extreme cases because in a market where sellers are keeping an eye on what their things are doing, they're going to notice that this trait is getting rarer and rarer and its perceived value is going up.
Yeah,
so it's
like you're talking about market manipulation, basically, aren't you? Is what it'd be called in the real world. Buy up all the things and monopolize
the
market.
Manipulation until you start bumping the traits out.
Yeah, exactly. Monopolizing sounds like something Microsoft would do.
Oh, totally. Totally. I mean, like a lot of people would do it if they could afford to do it.
Yeah. Got me thinking. I wonder what the cheapest version of that is. What's the best one you could do that to? It'd have to be one with a pretty low number, say 20.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's still quite cheap.
Wouldn't want to be starting out with something that's there's 150 of them or anything, but you could go.
I think a lot of it has to be aesthetically desirable as well. Because I don't think everyone's that is intensely drawn to just the statistics. Some people want them to look good as well, don't they? So you could do that and end up with this really rare,
the crowns or something like that.
Yeah, they seem popular. I'd say that's one of my least favourite traits in terms of what they look like. I was never very proud of the crown, but they are very popular. I've seen people buying tons of them up, and people seem to like it.
Crowns is getting to the point where it's one of those required traits with every other project having them as well.
I did try and avoid those
like laser
tropes
eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was adamant we'd never have laser eyes. I think they were common even when I started this, so I was like,
I mean, if you're going to have laser eyes, it'd have to be shooting out in different directions, like like the way that the eyes are going.
Yeah.
So it'd be like
it'd have to do some
one
ugly spin on it.
Splayed off to the right, and the other one like straight off to the left.
Yeah, I never say never. That could be a mutation one day. We've got semi-laser eyes with the Terminator glasses, but they're hidden behind the glasses. So if you're desperate for some lasers, there are some lasers behind those Terminator glasses. They just aren't shooting out.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, there's definitely. I mean, like the ball gag. That's one that people can go after. There's like 57 of them, so there's like, there's a few of them
okay.
around. But I
So someone
mean,
bought up all the ball gags and then you could bump them out so there's only one left.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then they
that's
just
a good
control who
tactic.
gets it.
Yeah, be the king of the ball gags, but he can't control after that. Though once they're giving it to one person,
Well,
and that person can then.
this is the thing. It's like, how much does that person want the ball gag?
Yeah, it's only a one-time thing though, isn't it? 'Cause as soon as you sell it to him, then he's
Yeah,
got the power too. He could go
yeah.
and.
So yeah,
I
it's
love all
like
that stuff. I
you
can't.
corner the market and then give half of it away to the next person,
Yeah,
and then after the next bump, you've only got 25% of it left.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Within 2 days, you've got like 1 of 50 again. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I like all that stuff though. I can't wait to see that kind of dynamics kicking off and all these little sneaky market manipulations and tactics coming into play. That's my dream really, to see people coming up with these cool sneaky ways of gaming the system. I think we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep it fair. If anyone starts doing anything, then I've got ultimate power. We'll put it to a vote and say, should we stop this? A bit like
This is
when
the
people
thing. I
cheating,
mean,
like,
like, if people are paying attention, it shouldn't happen. But if people aren't
yeah,
paying attention, then it could happen.
yeah. That's the way of the world, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think,
if you got a big bankroll and you're willing to corner the market, like, because again, like, there's 57 ball gags in existence, but there's only 6 on sale right now. So it's that part would be hard to get over.
yeah, so you can't come to the market really, can you? Yeah, there's just going to be a lot of too many dormant uglies that could come back into play any minute.
Yeah,
It's a gamble. It's like when you used to be able to buy, like, was it like 10 million lottery tickets to win the lottery? It was always a bit of a gamble. Like, you bought every combination. Or if you bought like a certain percentage of the combination, there was a good chance you were going to win it. But you could still lose. It's a huge gamble.
yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is, sites like cnft.tools where we track the floor price of every individual trait. That will become important for people to keep abreast of as well.
Yeah. You guys don't offer a bot, do you?
We offer
I've built a
all
bot for doing.
sorts of bots, mate. All sorts of bots.
See, we bought one. I should name and shame him, but we paid a lot for one, and he just vanished. He was basically essentially a rug pull. It
Yes,
worked for a few weeks.
I'm aware of the one that you're talking about.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, several projects got caught up in that. I believe
yeah.
most of them are now with tools. So
Well, I built my own floor bot using the API from what's it called? What is it? OpenCNFT.
yeah,
I used their API and I made my own little floor bot. That was quite straightforward. I could probably do the same for sales, but
yeah.
let's
I
speak off
mean,
this call. If you've got one, we can use. We could
yeah,
do with getting a better floor, a better sales bot. Our sales bot is still the shitty one from that person's whose name we won't mention
yeah,
but it
yeah.
only works.
We've
It
got
only actually.
sales bots and all that. Don't worry about that. Just bump your ticket, and we'll be able
All
to
right,
get that
cool.
sorted out for you.
And you cover all the different things. Obviously, yeah. Seems to
Yeah.
cover all like the different marketplaces.
Yes.
Perfect. So really get. Like, I think it kind of works that guy's one still, but it's like every 10th update gets posted, so it's a bit naff. The
Yeah, it's a
plan
bit
was
annoying,
was
and obviously, we can add, we'll be able to add in the future all the different sidechain stuff and everything like that as well.
fantastic. I don't know why I didn't think to come to you guys first. I think
I don't
I was an
either, to be
obvious.
honest. There's a few projects that have said that, and I'm
I
like,
think I
well,
delegated it to someone, and
we're here.
yeah, yeah, okay, definitely. Well, we'll get
Yeah,
that sorted.
it's not a big secret or anything. Like,
No, exactly. When you say you got all sorts, wow me, what else have you got? What other bots have you got? What?
So bot that gets used a lot by projects in a minute is the whitelist bot. So that
Okay.
will allow people to register for the whitelist, provide their wallet address and everything like that, and then we give a output for projects to have all that information in a usable format for them.
Right, okay.
Obviously, we have recent sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's
floor, obviously.
Yeah, obviously all the floor bots and the rarity bots that goes with that as well, so people can get all the rarity information within Discord and not having to go outside of Discord as well.
Do you have any kind of
It's like the main stuff now, but if you have any ideas, we're quite happy to build bots. If there's a case for them, we'll build them.
well, that's it. Again, I keep harking back to my old career is analytics, any kind of analytics. It was analytics of our project, and you could see stats and have some kind of easy way of having that displayed on the right hand column, say in our Discord of whatever, different stats on particular top selling traits and all that kind of whatever, you know what I mean? It'd be cool to see some kind of Google Analytics styled data.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I
I'm just freestyling here. I'm freestyling on that one. I can't really think what I mean, but I know like analytics of sales data and anything like that. Viewing data, what people are looking at and stuff and all that kind of stuff would be cool. But
yeah, I mean, the stuff that gets into commercially confidential information.
yeah,
But I definitely
so you're working
think
with a lot of different marketplaces now, aren't you? So.
well, yeah. I mean, I think it's you might be able to persuade Brad to make a bot that would list all the floor prices for different traits every however often. The one downside with that would be with most projects, including yours, that's a wall of text. However you do it,
Yeah,
it's a
I
wall
don't
of
really see the
text.
need for it. I don't even know what I'd use that data for. It sounds boring as fuck. That doesn't. I don't know what I'd use it for, but I was just thinking off the top of my head. It might
I
be
mean,
nice to see.
it's a sort of thing that'd be really useful in a bull market. If we were
Yeah,
on,
basically what I was
if this was
thinking is what
ETH,
are people
then
buying?
yes.
Yeah, what are people buying? It'd be nice to know what. I know people are buying in terms of price, but it'd be nice to see what people are drawn to. Which ones are the yellow uglies really popular? Or do people love cowboys or whatever? It'd be nice to see that kind of data.
Yeah,
Just
I
out of
mean,
curiosity more
like,
than anything. That'd be cool.
obviously, theoretically, we could provide that from the tools
Mm,
site, but again,
yeah,
that starts messing with our confidential information.
yeah. It's complicated, isn't it?
So it gets a little awkward.
Yeah. I had the data of what's getting sold properly and wasn't using this shit version of this guy's one, and I was
Yeah.
using
Well,
yours.
this is you
I
see,
can
you
I can
see,
link
if you're
that back to
using
my
our sales
database
bot,
then.
you wouldn't be missing shit, and
Yeah,
that
exactly.
our
Then
sales bot
I
also
can do
posts on
my own.
Twitter as well. So it does both
Does it have an
Discord output
API?
and pardon.
Does it have an API I could use? I build my
No,
own
it's
thing.
it's we basically we install the bot on your server for it, and then we. I mean, most projects actually open a new Twitter account because Twitter doesn't really like those types of posts too often because they consider them spam after a certain point. But
Yeah.
we hook that into Twitter as well, and then have your own Twitter sales feed and stuff and everything. So
It'd be cool if I knew that. If I had that sales.
you'd have like
Oh,
your bumping ugly sales Twitter account,
yeah.
and then it would list all the bumping ugly sales on there as well.
Right, so then you could do something with like if this then that or something. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it. Yeah, cool. I was thinking about that data in an API format. I could then cross-reference it with my database
yeah.
and
I
do my
mean,
own little
like
analytics. I could because I know which ugly it was.
realistically, you can get you get it all off JPEG's API. That's where we get
Do
a
you,
lot
do
of
you
our
use
stuff
JPEG
from.
Store?
Yeah,
Okay. I did my floor one using the Rarity. What does it say? CNFT IO or something. There was like a free open source CNFT API that gives you this kind of data. But I couldn't
yeah.
work out which one, which marketplaces it talks to and all that. So I
Yeah,
wanted to
I
talk
mean,
as to as
the
many as possible.
CNFT.io is just going to be CNFT.io, which at the minute is about 1% of the market if they're lucky.
Yeah, that's not what I
Like,
meant.
it's
I was trying to think of them. Yeah, that's pathetic. It's so sad that. Like they deserve it, but I just
yeah. I mean,
nostalgically like that's where I started out. I'm so sad it's gone so bad. That's where we started. I really wanted them to do well, but like JPOG Store just came along and just did it how you wanted. It's and he seems such a cool company, and
I mean,
yeah,
it's
it's just a shame.
frustrating in a way because
Yeah,
a lot of a lot of the people, a lot of the reason why people are drawn to blockchain and stuff like that is for the decentralization and everything like that. Yet everybody
yeah,
crowds around the same bloody marketplace.
yeah.
Like Artifact launched like a couple of months ago, and I've never seen them get above 0.01% of the market. And they put a ton of work into their shit. They like they postponed their launch for 6 months to make sure they got everything right. Which, you know, it was
does
a
it?
decision they
Unfortunately,
made.
it's a tough world, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, but you know,
people just like what they know, don't they?
This is the thing. Everyone likes what they like, and they like what they know. And until JPEG fucks up, they have no competition.
Like I tried to push eBook hard because obviously I like the guys over there, Mutant Crocs, and their marketplace is great. Like, so that's just another one, which is just a really nice looking, almost Ethereum.
There's been a lot of money and
quality.
A lot of time invested into all these different marketplaces, but you know, this is why Tools does support all the different marketplaces, because you know, it's the whole point is that we're supposed to be able to have information from multiple different places. But until the community spreads out and says, okay, well, actually, I kind of like this store better, because you know, it has to be both buyers and sellers doing that.
Yeah. Basic capitalism, innit? It'll all sort itself out.
Well, the thing, this is basic capitalism, because basic capitalism means that there's only ever one in the end anyway, because the bigger take over the smaller.
Yeah.
Which is why we have all sorts of competition laws to try and stop getting screwed over that badly.
Yeah. Oh, not at the moment. It's not in our world. At the moment,
not in our world.
The Wild West. It's the fucking Wild West out here. Like, just gotta hunker up and look after yourselves. Yeah. I think that's why. That's our plans for the next 6 to 12 months. Probably a good point to end it. Is we're here for the long haul. We're tooled up. And we've got we've got lots of logs to survive. Got a fridge full of elk meat. We're. I think there's going to be a lot of projects sadly struggling
down the road.
That'd be awesome, mate. Wouldn't it? I have to get you over for that. To come to one of the early games.
Everton might even have new owners by then as well.
I may as well got this far and not mention the Champions League final, to be honest.
I don't give a shit about like the only reason I give a shit about the Champions League final is if Everton's in it. I don't give a shit about it otherwise.
That's true, Everton fan if you don't.
It's been a long time since I've given a shit about it.
You're not a true Everton fan if you don't love watching Liverpool lose. That's almost as important. That's as important as watching Everton win.
I mean that advert from Paddy Power was absolutely amazing that you sent over.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was so well done.
On the end of the stream for everybody now, actually, just for those on YouTube. It'll probably get a copyright strike now, my luck.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, get out now while Lamps is asleep, because Lamps is he's like my admin and he's a Liverpool fan for some strange reason. Even though he's called Lamps because he liked Frank Lampard as a kid. So, for some reason he's a copite. He's a copite. Yeah. And somehow he's a copite. But you find them everywhere. Well, can't get away from them.
We need some revenge for what's his name, Dick Manager.
Yeah, our time will come. I reckon we'll be like Man City after Man United went off the boil. Everton will be like that with Liverpool. We'll have our time. We'll get a new stadium. We'll get a ton of money in.
Yeah.
Start buying some decent players.
Because Mashiri spent way too much in the last 5 years on just stupid people.
Yeah. As long as it's not
for those of us who don't know, we're both fans of Everton Football Club, which is the best team based in Liverpool in the UK.
Definitely the oldest.
Yeah, very definitely the oldest. They're the original owner of Liverpool Stadium.
Yeah. Liverpool are essentially Everton's B team who couldn't get a game, and he went across Stanley Park one day and set their own club up. That was literally the history. Well, I think 10 years. It was 10 years of Everton.
Like, how many times have Everton not been playing in the top division? I think there was one season in 1953.
I think we should. We came very close this year, so I'm going to keep quiet on that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully at least £3.50 is going to be spent on bringing in new players this summer.
That's absolutely We were the original founders of the Football League, though. There was us and. Yeah. Could you name the other teams? I think it was 6 teams, wasn't it? I think originally.
Preston, North.
And they're very strange. Aston Villa was one, I think. But yeah, it was a funny group of teams.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'd have to find that out. I should know that. I should be good at my
I
football
want to
facts.
say Wimbledon, but I think they're a bit more recently.
Yeah, I don't think it's
And then they've
Wimbledon.
gone again, but I definitely
Yeah,
want to say like Preston North End, which I mean they're a team in the non-entity division these days, but they were well big going back years. Like they were one of the biggest clubs in the country for a long time.
I have to Google it.
Yeah.
Accrington,
Accrington
Aston Villa.
Stanley. You see,
Yeah, who were they?
Accrington are well known for being like like if anyone wants to say, "Oh, you're going to play for a shit team," it's going to be, "Oh, you're going to play for
Yeah,
Accrington Stanley."
only because of that advert, though, wasn't it? It was the milk advert,
Yeah,
wasn't it, in the 80s? Yeah, I think. Yeah, but they're all like tiny teams now. So it's Blackburn, Villa's big, I suppose. Bolton, Burnley, Derby, Everton, Notts County, Preston. It's all the northern teams, isn't it? The proper
yeah.
north.
And
Yeah,
West
Stoke,
Brom.
West Brom, Wolves. Yeah, so it is. It's basically like looks like a rugby league. Bloody league that more than a football league, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
that's
very
funny.
much
Everton's
a
in there.
northern based. Like, I mean, Preston. Yeah, that's way up north as well, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
Blackburn
it was
area.
very working class, wasn't it? Footy back in the day, it was a working class man's sport. So you wouldn't believe that now.
No, that's for sure.
I'm just laughing like
I
it.
mean,
Even just
there
watching.
isn't a single London team there now, and obviously
Yeah,
that's changed. Oh, unless Accrington's in
yeah.
London, actually.
I feel like I don't know. Yeah, where are Accrington?
Accrington
That's
Stanley.
a
Where
good
is
point. I've got no
this?
idea. I think I was presuming they were around here because that
Oh
kid
no, they're
said it.
Lancashire. Lancashire. So yeah, that's up north as well.
No, that's not far from me. I think I'm officially classed as Lancashire where I live. Just on the outskirts of Liverpool. I think we're
Nice.
on the cusp. The next town along is definitely Lancashire. That's Ormskirk. So I think we're just on the border. There's always arguments. It's proper Scousers say I'm not a Scouser, basically. So I'm too far out. Oh no, Accrington's right up by Blackburn. That's proper north, yeah. Right, dude, I think I best go and see the wife.
Yeah, yeah, we've diversified quite a bit there, haven't we?
I forgot we had other people listening for a minute there, yeah. So, sorry, guys.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, if you guys got any questions, I hope they were Everton based. Um,
Yeah, obviously, any bumping up these questions, I'm hoping to answer over the next day or two with the big paper we're going to drop, and I'm going to do a YouTube video to support it and go through everything in detail and basically just reiterate everything we've talked about tonight, but in a bit more detail. So, plenty coming, plenty happening, and yeah, tots will be soon. So, you get 9 more infuriating games in the next couple of days to keep you going, and then teens will be a few days after that. So, it's all queued up nicely to go.
yeah,
Now I'm back from Wales.
I've still got
Yeah,
some ADA in my wallet for for when those new games get annoying. So
yeah. Have you got some in your balance? The escrow system is probably the hardest thing I had to build, to be honest, getting that right. So I'm glad that's not really touch wood hasn't flagged up any bugs so far. It was I'm glad how well that went. That was the
yeah,
bit I was
I mean
worried about the
that's an
most.
achievement putting that in without even having like bugs at launch and stuff. Actually,
I've tempted fate saying that. I shouldn't have said that, but yeah. But it went quite well. We tested it thoroughly. That's why I was a little bit late. I really wanted to get that right. Anything to do with the money, I'm always paranoid about.
yeah,
That's why we still do manual withdrawals for that reason. I could turn on automatic, but I just feel until we need to, when it gets too busy, I just like keeping an eye on everything, just in case someone who's smarter than me sneaks in there and just empties my wallet when I'm not watching.
yeah,
But,
that's a good shout.
yeah, until we're stable and we can have a few people keeping eyes on it, I think it's just good to keep an eye on stuff.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah,
But yeah, well, it's good seeing you again, dude, and no doubt we'll catch up again soon.
yeah, I have to think of another diary event I can stick in, so we have to do another one. Yeah, hopefully this winter finishes soon and we can talk about season 2 properly.
Well, I mean, there's got to be a side chain coming up soon, right? So probably
Yeah,
do
we've got all them coming. Yeah,
little bit of something for that, perhaps.
yeah, definitely. We're going to be doing side change for all the main events. Yeah, trying to think what's next on the calendar for. Um, won't be as far away as Halloween. There'll be something before then. We'll think of something. Is the World Cup? When's the World Cup? I wanted to do a football one,
Isn't
but
that like November or something like that?
no, is
Or is
it?
it so
It's too
damn
late.
hot over there?
Oh yeah, it's in Qatar, isn't it? Ridiculous. Basically on Mars. What a stupid place to play football. It's just ridiculous. I don't
World
want to get into
Cup
that.
football. When is it? It is November 21st to the 18th of December.
A bit after then, yeah. But, that probably works out well. I'll probably do. I think our first side change might well be World Cup and Halloween, to be honest, just to keep things sensible instead of trying to squeeze one in. But we'll see. I'll have a look.
I mean,
It's
Halloween isn't that far away at this point either. So
no, exactly. I keep saying things. We'll do that in a few months, and then it's like 2 seconds later, it's on top of me. So yeah, yeah, there'll be plenty to talk about. But
yeah,
we'll
sounds
have to
good.
get you down here as well, mate. We'll have to get you to
Oh
Liverpool as
hell
well.
yeah.
Have a few beers. Have a few
Well, yeah.
beers.
I mean, I've got. I reckon I've got about 8 months left before I'm leaving forever. So
Right.
I mean, I'm sure I'll
Be
go back
off.
for a visit, but Liverpool will be a stretch at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll try and get something sorted. I've got loads of our mods are English as well, so I've keep teasing a sort of get together. So yeah, I might have to get a few of you, just get a few people all into a hotel somewhere and get fucked up.
You see, that sounds like a pretty damn good idea to me.
All right, right. Well, I'll give that some thought,
All right,
and
then.
I'll see you in the server when you start playing with your tots.
Yeah,
That
definitely,
sounded
dude.
wrong. That sounded wrong.
Yeah, get me bump
Yeah,
on and all that with me tots. Like.
yeah, yeah, yeah. None of that. None of that.
All right, mate. Well,
All right,
good
mate.
to see you again, and we'll look forward to having you back soon.
Cool.
If anyone here is lucky enough to be watching this back on YouTube because they weren't able to make the original broadcast, feel free to give it a like and a share. And if you enjoyed the giggle, feel free to subscribe as well. And yeah, make sure you join the Bumpin' Uglies Discord server and say hello from cnft.tools.
Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheerio.